Hello, I'm Morgan Shepherd. This is your Thursday afternoon Lighthouse Bulletin. Today, our lead story is the reaction to the People's Vote March that took place in London at the weekend. We'll have the latest from our correspondent Ali Guy. We'll be speaking to Falmouth and Penryn welcomes refugee families, who are attempting to bring in a Syrian family to Cornwall. With news that Falmouth Rugby Club faces another setback in its plans to build over 200 homes, we'll hear from their chairman on his reaction to the decision. We'll also be bringing you updates on the most important university news, including the opening of the so-called Frazzle Cafe on Penryn campus and discussing mental health issues experienced by students. Over 700,000 people gathered for the People's Vote March in London last Saturday to call for Theresa May's government to give the British public a final say on the Brexit deal. Here are some of the thoughts of those who journeyed to the capital to voice their opinions.
I'm here marching for People's Vote because I think Brexit's shit.
I'm here today from the University of Exeter to campaign for the People's Vote. Now, Brexit will probably be the biggest political manoeuvre that I will ever face in my life, and it's important that we take it very serious. Now, the reality is that we know a lot more about Brexit than we did 2 years ago, and it's very clear now that many people will suffer, especially the working class, many of whom did vote for Brexit. So this is why we are all here today, to have a vote on the final say, and I really hope the MPs will wake up and realise that there is no Brexit deal that works. We need a People's Vote with an option to remain. And if we remain, we can reform Europe together and have a good future for us all. That's why I'm here today.
I'm representing Falmouth because I believe that the Brexit process last time just wasn't fair and open and didn't represent the views of the people accurately. There's too much intervention by foreign actors, Russia for example, and it's just not on. So we need to have a second vote.
I'm here because I think we've been cheated. I think we've been lied to and misled, and I think it's critical now that we know so much more about what Brexit will mean, that people get the chance to vote in a much more informed way.
Any deal that comes forward at the moment is going to be a rubbish deal because it's completely last minute. I know many people who voted to leave, who feel they've been lied to, and will probably now vote to remain. So it needs to go back to everyone, to our great British population again.
Today is going to be in the history books. 10 years, 11 years, 50 years from now, we're going to be 100 years from now, we're going to be the people setting the standard for what it means to be proper activists as students, as young people. Vote for the people's vote, march for the people's vote, vote, use your political right.
So tell us a bit about the atmosphere at the march.
So at the march it was a great atmosphere, people were really happy, they were playing music, there's loads of different events going on as you walk down through the main parts of London, there's loads of music going on, dancing in the street. It was just a really chilled and nice vibe.
Well, with so many people in attendance, do you think the government will take this more seriously now?
You would hope so, but I tend to doubt it.
Yeah. And why do you think these people want a second vote?
I think they want a second vote because they feel that the public wasn't given enough information when the actual referendum came about. And now so much has changed that they want to have a say on what final deal we get if we're going to leave the European Union.
Okay, thank you very much for your time, Ali. Our reporter, Will Candelant, spoke to Glyn Winchester of Falmouth and Penryn welcomes refugee families, which is attempting to bring a Syrian family to Cornwall through various fundraising events.
Hi, my name's Will Candelant and I'm here with Glyn Winchester, who's here from Falmouth and Penryn welcomes refugee families, and she's here to talk a little bit about what she's doing and the organisation and how it's working at the moment. So can you tell me a little bit about what you do?
Well, we are a collective of lots of different people who came together because we felt Cornwall was a place that could welcome refugee families.
Amazing. And is there any kind of issues that you're facing currently with certain situations? And can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, we're doing this through a government-backed scheme called community sponsorship. And we have to raise a minimum of £9,000 and find a house and kit the house out. And then once that house is established, then we can apply to the Home Office. They will match a family who would be currently probably in a camp outside Beirut. And then they would send us the family. And from the moment they arrive at the airport, we meet them and we take them in under our wing, and we help them get established in schools, the doctors, we get English lessons arranged, and just a social support group for them for 2 years, for a minimum of 2 years.
And after that 2-year period, what happens then?
Well, hopefully they are established enough that they will be able to work, because they can't work for the first 2 years. So our main obstacle is finding a house with a rent, an affordable rent. They will get the basic housing benefit, but around Falmouth and Penryn, it's very difficult to find a house with such a low rent. So we will be supplementing it with our fundraising, but we really want to find a place that once the 2 years is up, they will be able to maintain a reasonable rent, and you know, it'd be counterproductive to uproot them from
Absolutely.
how we've worked so hard to establish them in our community.
You talk about fundraising. What sort of things have you been doing, and what sort of things can people get involved with?
Well, so far we had a wonderful jumble sale about 2 weeks ago at the Teetotal Hall in Penryn, and we raised over 1,200 quid for that, and it was just amazing. And people were actually coming and just donating to us. And we put a teapot out at events. We've been to Park Live to try to meet local people, to tell them what we're doing. The majority of people have been very receptive. There have been a few people who say, we've got our own problems in Falmouth and Penryn, we don't need any more, you know. But, you know, our whole ethos is that, you know, we have no idea really what these people have been through, and our problems really, you know, kind of fade into significance. And it's only at the moment one family, and that we all feel that what they would give back to the community is immense, and it would just benefit this area so much.
Thank you very much for talking with me today. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. And I've been Will Candelin and Glyn Winchester. Thank you very much.
Falmouth Rugby Club is facing severe financial debt after its plans to build 226 homes have been rejected. Our reporter Will Luckett spoke to the chairman, James Instance, earlier today.
Very disappointed with the decision that has been come to by the planning inspector and the minister. It has got an impact on the future of Falmouth Rugby Club, not in regard our rugby teams. We are distanced enough that our rugby teams will be able to play, and we will be able to fund and keep them going. There is no risk to those. However, the issue lies in more the fact that over 20 years now, the rugby club has attempted to improve itself, to improve facilities for our club and indeed for the town, through initially trying to move to Menhay Farm, to move from the recreation ground and to secure ourselves 2 playing fields, a brand new clubhouse over at Menhay, and then due to a public response and also that of the local council at that period, we weren't able to move from the recreation ground to Menhay. So therefore what we've done is essentially had a patch of land that we can't afford to develop.
Truth Hour has been investigating the mental health services provided by the university and whether students can effectively use them. Our reporter Nick Bray has been getting the current lowdown on how students feel about the growing concerns surrounding the topic.
At the very beginning of last year, because I was feeling a bit homesick, so I went to the campus, and then they sent me on to the chaplaincy people, so only a little bit.
Alright.
I'm in the process of using them now, but I've not had anything yet. I'm just sort of in talks with what I might need help with. I haven't, but I'm thinking about it.
Okay, what was the wait time like?
I saw straight away, really. It was like a couple of days. I think because I got in so early, they sorted me out straight away. Whereas I think people now have a bit of an issue. A lot of people in this house. Yeah. That's probably why you're waiting.
Yeah, I'm still waiting.
And when did you ask them? How long ago?
About last week. So I haven't had any sort of date or anything told to me yet.
And what was your experience like with them?
It was really hard to find the place. It's really hidden. So that made me a bit anxious, even trying to find the place. So I don't know if maybe someone should meet you and take you there. But the lady I saw, she's very nice. But I felt kind of like a disconnect with her because obviously she's like a stranger, but you could tell like she was trying to ask the questions that she needed the answers to help you, rather than having a conversation with it. Felt really like formal to me.
Do you ever feel stressed, lonely, or would just like someone to talk to? FXU is creating a safe and welcoming space for people to chat to Students' Union President of Community and Welfare, Harry Bishop, and others, so that they can share their ideas, problems or worries. The project, called Frazzle Cafe, just started on Monday, and our FXU correspondent Sean DaCosta has been speaking to Tony McGann from the charity Carrick Mind on how this type of initiative can benefit students.
Well, I've read in the press and I've seen on television lots of reports about students with mental health issues not having anywhere to go, and that can sometimes lead to disastrous results. And I understand now that there's much more openness about talking about mental health problems and asking for help. And I think it's important that people know where they can go to ask for help. The best place to go is to ask a friend first, and to be open about the fact that you have an issue. But if that doesn't work, then a GP, student services, or here.
And what do you make of Falmouth's new concept of the Frazzle Cafe?
It sounds like a really good idea to me. I think it's really good that students have got somewhere to go where they know they can be accepted, listened to, and where they can relax.
I've been Morgan Shepherd, and this has been your Lighthouse Bulletin. Tune in next week for more of the news that you love.